The violent crimes, all perfectly natural in a society whose advances are limited to its technology. The basic behavior of the modern human is hardly different from that of its primitive ancestors. The only noticeable changes are trends. Whether in a suit or in a loincloth, people are ignorant little thorns cutting into one another. They seem incapable of advancing beyond the violent tendencies which at one time were necessary for survival. As for protecting the people, well, that's a bit of a paradox. At least from what I know, I'm sure that if you searched into the lives of some of these victims, you would find out that they themselves were the cause of their very deaths. In those cases, the so-called victim at one earlier time played some part in the creation of their killer. I believe that the life ended was ended for the fact that it was wasted on something that would never evolve beyond the childish cruelty so many never cast off. Hello everyone, I'm back, and this look is obviously inspired by the 2019 film Joker. So I, like many of you, like the Joker as a character. I found this makeup to be really interesting, so if you want to see how I achieved this look, just keep on watching. Alright, so to kick off this Joker-inspired look, I'm just going to take my Paradise paint from Mehron in white and just kind of start to sketch out the shape of the mouth, and then fill in the rest of my face. So you can use the water-based activated paint, especially if you want this look to get a little grungy throughout the night, because it is water-activated, so as you sweat it will start to kind of degrade. But if you want a really clean look, then Clown White set with Clown White powder is going to be the route you want to go. So I'm just going to take my MAC water-based mixing medium and a little e.l.f. shaping lip brush, pour a few drops of that onto the Paradise paint, mix it in real good, get a nice paste, get my reference photo ready, and then just kind of sketch out that shape. Beautiful. So it looks to me like he has one side is a lot higher and much longer, and then the other one's a little more lopsided. It's a very uneven smile, and I think that works for now. So that's just going to be the basic shape, and I can kind of fix it later. I just want to leave most of that so that the red doesn't blend in too much with the white later on. And I'm just going to go ahead and go in and basically do the rest of my face, but first I'm going to do my eyelids with a different white. So I'm just going to take the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, fill in my lid from, lid to brow, and then set that with a white eyeshadow. And I'm using this instead of the water-based paint because my lids get very oily, and this technique will help prevent creasing a little bit more on my skin. But if you're not excessively oily, then you shouldn't need to worry about this too much. So I'm just going to smooth that out with the MAC 235, which is a nice dual-sided brush. One side synthetic, one side is natural fiber, so I can use the synthetic to blend out the cream and the natural fiber to pack on some color. Like that. Quick, easy, done. There are a ton of white eyeshadows on the market, like take MAC's Gesso for instance, but sometimes I find that it's not quite as pigmented as I would like it to be. So we're going to try it out first and then go over that maybe with another white that I do really like. But let's see how this one works. I'm going to get a nice generous coating on my brush and just press that in. And that's actually pretty good. You just need a healthy coat. If you have the Clown White cream and then you set it with Clown White powder, that'll honestly do the trick. My brush was starting to get a little stiff, so I'm just going to take a MAC 219. And then I'm just going to go over that with, this is the old NYX eyeshadow formula in the square pan with like the quilting, but this white is really good. And the black that they made was also really good, so I really, really, really want them to bring that formula back because it was incredible. But I'm just going to go over that with this. Super soft, silky formula. It was literally so good. I don't know why they changed. So now I'm just going to take a MAC 190 and just kind of paint all over my face, including my brows, and I'll be right back to join you. Really work it into your brows. So for the film, I look insane. For the film, Joaquin didn't cover his brows or shave them, but if you were wanting a really clean, like maybe more drag-inspired look, then you would want to cover your brows. I'm gonna go finish this off camera. You can kind of see what I'm doing, and I'll be right back. I look insane. So now all I'm doing is I'm taking one of my oval brushes. This is not anything super fancy. It's not Artis. This is from Amazon. I got a set for $13. And I'm just going in with the white paint and kind of pressing to get a little bit more of a smooth, even coverage. So literally just a few drops of the water-based mixing medium, picking up some product and pressing over everything. You want to work carefully and slowly because you will get some patches, but again, for this look, honestly, that's okay. Looking at myself in the viewfinder is crazy, okay? I feel like I look less insane in the mirror than I do on my viewfinder. Whew, okay. So I'm going to set all of this with a powder and be right back. Alright, we are back. So now I'm going to go in with the lips. I'm going to take the MAC Liquid Lip Color in Feel So Grand and do my do my lips. This is a really bright color, which I really enjoyed. That is upside down. Beautiful. Horrifying. And you'll notice I got really sloppy, and that's because that's the point. I have not actually seen this Joker yet, so I'm holding off for a little bit. So I'm actually going to use two different blues, both from Wolf Effects. So I'm using color 66, which is this nice like aqua blue, and then color 70, which is a deeper royal blue. And when I set the white, all I used was the MAC Pro Set Powder in Translucent. The MAC Pro Powder is from the Pro stores, so you can't even get it at the regular standalone stores. It will literally say MAC Pro on it. Or you can call the customer service number and actually order it if you don't have a MAC Pro near you. But that formula is incredible. They also make it in color waves, so you can get shades and tones for natural skin looks. And I totally forgot to do my nose. So, and my brows. So Feel So Grand again. And for that, I'm gonna use mostly a brush. But I'm gonna kind of sketch out my nose. In the image I'm looking at, his is a little frayed on the edges, so I'm just taking my finger and kind of blending that out, and just adding a lot of color. Luckily the brows don't have to be perfect, so I'm not even going to mess with trying to make them perfect. I'm just going to kind of place them where I want them. Lovely. I've never felt more beautiful. And his brows are wildly uneven. One is much higher, longer, thicker. So that's what we're doing. I look like a creepypasta, but that is okay. So for the triangles, I'm just going to kind of sketch out the shapes with my JS angled brush from Morphe. Same technique with these. I'm just going to get my water mixing medium. Few drops. Mix it up. And start to sketch. My phone doesn't even recognize my face. I don't even recognize my face. So I'm just going to start by sketching the shapes with this color and then fill in with the darker color. And I'm kind of using my natural brows as a placement, because it definitely looks like it comes into his natural brow in the image. And even these triangles aren't even. Alright, now we're going to fill in with the darker color. Check it out. Few drops. Mix it in. Now, I'm a big fan of the Joker as a character, so I'm kind of avoiding seeing this movie a little bit because of some of the controversy that was surrounding it. I have my hesitations, but I've heard a lot of good things about it so far. One of my own personal reservations is that I think the character of the Joker is... One of the things that fascinates me about him is that he has no real backstory. There's a lot of mystery that surrounds the character. But I am fascinated by this makeup. I think the makeup in this film is incredible. The first time I saw it, and people were kind of like already complaining and whining about it because you know how fanboys are, I was like, this makeup is actually kind of horrifying because it's a real clown makeup. While Ledger remains my favorite personification of the Joker, his makeup is very clown-inspired, but not truly clown. Whereas this is a clown makeup, and this makeup reminds me of a very particular real-life killer clown. And if you're into serial killers, you already know who I'm talking about. Overall, this makeup's actually pretty simple. For a lot of people, it'll just be working with products you might not be used to. But, you know, just play with it. Definitely always practice your makeups before an event. Don't try and do something new, and this goes for beauty makeup as well. Don't try and do something new the night of an event. It's not a practical move. Now, the image I saw, he has this really nice, like, sweat drip. So I'm going to try and mimic that and see if I can get something like that happening. So I'm going to really load this up, get it good and wet, and just kind of let it naturally pool. I'm going to get a little bit of my mixing medium on my brush and just let that drip as well. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I really like that look, actually. It's very distressed, action-y. Now, if you wanted to make this a little bit more pretty, if you're a girl, or going out in drag as the Joker, which I have done before, you would definitely want to add lashes. So I'm actually going to do that and be right back with lashes and hair on. Alright, so we are back. The lashes I use are the Ardell 230s, which are some of my favorites from Ardell. And then the wig is actually one that I made years and years ago. This is a quick weave, so it's hair that I glued, hair tracks that I glued to a wig cap for a Joker look that I did a few years ago, like many years ago, when I was not as good at makeup as I am now. So it's definitely a look I want to recreate, and I would definitely do this Joker style makeup in drag. So I would add a little bit of contouring with some gray shadow just to kind of shorten the face a little bit. But the hair is fun. This is my only truly human hair wig right now, so I could make another quick weave, but I'm quite frankly lazy. But if you guys enjoy this look, let me know what you think below. Hit that like and subscribe button, and if there's anything else you'd like to see from me, just keep watching my channel. I have another Halloween video coming up later this week that I'm actually super excited for, so stay tuned.